So here we have it. Fanatec need 25 million euros to survive. It is a lot of money. It's basically where the market cap of the company seems to be these days. What is going on? There's a civil war, it seems, at Fanatec. Today there has been another announcement, shocking announcement going out to the press that sort of dives into that civil war and yes, discloses fully that Fanatec need 25 million euros. So again, if you're following Fanatec on Twitter or YouTube, you won't get this stuff from them. This is going out in investor channels. So I feel like it's my duty as a journalist here to let you know what's going on as impartially as I can. So the brand new statement has come out from Fanatec today because there seems to be this civil war. So you have the ex-CEO Thomas Jackermeier, who I went over and interviewed, founded the company, very passionate about sim racing, but had this terrible situation last year with Fanatec where they just weren't delivering orders. I know there's people watching this video, you still have not got your Black Friday order from 2023. Completely unacceptable. So that all seemed to fall on Thomas Jackermeier. He was ousted, so there was some politics. He was asked to leave as CEO, but he remains the majority shareholder. He owns just over 50% of the shares in Fanatec, or strictly Endor AG as a trading entity. And now you have some new characters running the show. You have Matthias Koch, who is the CFO, so he is the financial guy. And you have Andreas Ruff, who is the CRO. He's a chief restructuring officer. And he's also the CEO. So you've got these two new characters, Matthias Koch and Andreas Ruff, who they have their vision of what they want Fanatec to be and to become. They are not, it's worth saying, people who have designed products. They didn't found Fanatec. They weren't there, working in, the small garage and coming up with the products like Thomas was. But they have experience in big financial stuff, restructuring, using the German bankruptcy laws, Starug, to do what they need to do to keep a company going. So what is going on? I'm going to read you the press conference here. So with regard to press releases from outside the company, so basically there's a lot of people with different incentives here. So my incentive here is that I'm a journalist, YouTuber, I'm a Fanatec customer. I've never received any sponsorship or affiliate revenue from Fanatec. It's impossible for me to receive that under this video. I want to know what's going on with Fanatec. I want to know whether I should be buying more Fanatec products. I want to know about the future of the business. I'm interested in this stuff. You also have people who are investors. So they, don't really care about the sim racing side. Some of them do, but some of them don't. They just want the share price to go up. You have people who might be shorting Fanatec stock. They want the share price to go down. You have sort of fanboys of Fanatec who just, want to pretend this isn't happening. You probably have fans of other companies who are, or people who have had bad experience with Fanatec who are kind of like, okay, I'm glad this is happening with Fanatec. So everyone has a different point of view here. I'm just trying to be as impartial as possible. With regard to press releases from outside the company, so there's been lots of there hasn't been lots of briefing. I want to be completely clear about this. Thomas Jackermeier is on maneuvers. If you're a business person or a political person, you kind of know what this means. Thomas Jackermeier is positioning himself to come back in and save Fanatec. So you have to think about what you actually think about that. But there has been some sort of leaks, I would say, not in the German press, but there have been some leaks or making noises saying Jackermeier is going to save the day. And the company is acknowledging that here through a official regulated statement to the stock market, because it affects the share price. You don't want any insider trading. We saw the stock price went down 90% yesterday. It recovered a bit and now it's gone down 20% today, last time I checked. Oh my goodness me. With regard to press releases from outside the company about the organisation of fresh capital and liquidity by majority shareholder Thomas Jackermeier, civil war at Fanatec, everyone. So Jackermeier was basically saying, look, I'm going to come up with the money. I'm going to come up with capital here and I'm going to make it okay and we're going to get back to being profitable. Jackermeier was saying, look, I know how the business works. I know that we're going to make this amount of money. Just trust me, guys, and invest. But Endor AG, so now the entity that is run by Matthias Koch and Andreas Ruff, points out the following. The investor process for recapitalization is being held without prejudging the outcome. The management board, that is now excludes Thomas Jackermeier, currently expects a liquidity requirement of approximately 25 million euros by October 2024. Fanatec require 25 million euros by October 2024 to pay off loans, to pay bills, to pay staff, all this kind of stuff. That is actually separate to the standstill ending at the end of June. Endor AG is in ongoing discussions with several investor groups to cover this liquidity requirement. So they've gone out to investors, existing lenders, other people on the sidelines. Maybe they'll go out to other sim racing companies and ask them if they want to invest, but they've gone out to different groups. This also includes investors who are working on an offer together with the majority shareholder, Mr. Jackermeier. So the two kind of people at Fanatec, running Fanatec, Matthias and Andreas, are acknowledging that Thomas Jackermeier is trying to put a package together to save Fanatec. Depending on the investors' offers, various options are still being examined and evaluated by the company. The injection of equity capital through capital increases is an option. So that would be sort of creating new shares or Jackermeier selling shares. So he would dilute himself. By the way, these videos are not for everyone. Like, some people are not going to understand everything I'm talking about here, but I know that you do because you made it this far. So hopefully you find this stuff interesting. As investor entry with instruments in accordance with the law on the stabilization and restructuring framework for companies APE Starag. So they're exploring sort of equity financing, but also some new level of debt financing or writing off stuff or restructuring under the German restructuring insolvency rules there. The board of directors has not passed a resolution on a capital increase, so shareholders cannot currently subscribe to new shares, and there are no subscriptions for shares. That is a shot at Thomas Jackermeier, because in Thomas Jackermeier's sort of the leak that happened, he was asking people to subscribe basically to buy shares. Now, these videos are definitely not financial advice in any way, shape or form. Anyone who's buying shares, you can lose everything. But Thomas Jackermeier, this interesting statement. Endor AG continues to adhere to the revenues and earnings forecast communicated on February 2nd, 2024. This is the previous thing I talked about on the channel. I find this stuff fascinating now because we definitely have this, like I've said, civil war for Fanatec. We have different factions. We have the new guard who seem to be all about restructuring. They seem to be more on the lender side. And we have the OG, TJ, the man who founded the company, who is a 50% shareholder, saying, I can save this company. And you have to think about if you care about this, you might not, but whose side are you on? Are you on TJ's side? Are you on the restructurer's side? I would say, by the way, I interviewed Thomas Jackermeier, really interesting character, really personable, really passionate. Not all of that came across on camera, I believe, but he is someone that has sim racing in his blood. But, does that matter to you if you paid thousands of euros for equipment and it didn't arrive for months and months and months, or your RMA process is a nightmare, or you just have money outside of Fanatec? Probably not. Then you have the new crowd who have come in to restructure and make everything better again, and there's optimism there. But do they understand so much about what sim racers want? Are they as passionate about sim racers? Do the banks really care that much about sim racing? Arguably not. But again, that's for you to decide. This is all probably going to blow up over the weekend, I suspect. So I'm going to keep covering this for you. Please, if you like what I'm doing, just subscribe. It's completely free. I don't make any money off this. I might make a few pence on the adverts, but I'm not making money here. I'm not pushing affiliate links. I'm just doing this because I'm curious and because I have a voice in this channel and I want to let you know what's going on. And I actually find this very interesting. That's why I flew over. So hopefully you find it interesting as well. If you do, please do subscribe, support the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments as always. And I will see you. I'll probably see you tomorrow. Let's be honest. It's a crazy one. I'll see you next time.